was actually in Samoa. He came home, and I think he probably already knew that something was wrong. It wasn't until my sister was washing him, and she said, "You're all yellow." We took him to see the doctor, and basically he was diagnosed with cancer. When he passed away because of cancer, it was, it was heartbreaking. From the time he was diagnosed to the time he passed away, it was only 3 weeks, so it happened so quickly. However, I think he probably knew that something was wrong, but he didn't go and seek medical attention. At the time my father was diagnosed, myself and Mark were actually training to do the Taupo cycle challenge. So Dad basically passed away the Monday before the actual event. It was a really tough time, and I wanted to do something that would, honour my dad's name, but also help other people that are going to go through the same thing, or who are going through the same thing that we went through. So that's how I sort of came up with the initiative to do the bike ride. The first person I thought about doing it was my brother-in-law, because he's a cyclist.
Quite often you want to do something about a situation, but you don't know what it is you can do. And so I was given this opportunity by Chris, and I thought I could support him and do all I could to help him out.
We keep saying to ourselves, it's not a race, so yeah, it's about finishing in one piece, so yeah. So that's the objective, and I think we're gonna have a fantastic time and meet some fantastic people.
I think this is an awesome initiative for them to take this challenge in order to promote awareness. We've lost a lot of lives because of cancer. So often that we find ourselves being diagnosed way too late. I think it's about time for us to talk about it for the sake of our children and also for the sake of our future generation. As Chris and Mark start their endeavor, today, dear Father, we ask you to bless each and every one of us.
Couldn't have asked for a better start to the day. To have a blessing by Reverend Victor was, just fantastic. The important people to talk to with the church, and to have someone, a minister who's a leader in the church like Victor, to actually be open about the issues and get his congregation talking about the issues is, what I think is part of the USO Bike Ride. I'm looking forward to going to church. It's just to meet with another church and have the opportunity there.
We take life for granted. Often, only when we feel sick, that's the only time we go to the doctors. The problems we have, from my own experience, that whenever the word cancer is mentioned, that it seems that people relate it to death, and it seems there's no hope for them to live. We must be aware that there are other help available.
I think it's just about, how you can actually model that in terms of giving them the support that they probably need, providing them with the information. I don't know, perhaps that's the challenge for us, is to actually keep the momentum going.
The road is long, but it doesn't mean a thing when you're the one that awaits me. The sun may shine, the rain might fall, but I'll keep rolling on.
The time it took it all was a really inspiring time for all of us, just in terms of the welcome we got to actually ride in with all the children, clapping, and it was wonderful.
And I'll keep rolling on.
To have that type of reception, and then, the blessing by the Reverend Porirua.
Well, people sometimes do not want to go to see the doctor. Shy, and costing, those type of things. But which is bigger, your health or the money or your shyness?
It's a really wonderful opportunities for Tokoro people to see exactly what these riders try to pass the message, because cancer is really hard disease that we are facing at the moment.
Also been invited to actually attend the men's group was special as well. It's something that's probably needed and can, should be looked at in terms of like being replicated elsewhere, just for the fact that it was a forum whereby men could actually talk about issues that are very sensitive to themselves, and where they don't feel threatened, where they can have a good laugh. And half the thing about Pacific Islanders is the ability to tell stories, and providing them the forum for that is the important thing. For us, it was a great opportunity to actually to try and raise awareness in relation to cancer.
I think what you guys are doing here is pretty much what Chris's idea was, is to get Pacific men talking and sharing with each other.
If I had any doubts about trying to finish this thing, they were sort of all dispelled by just the people I've met, especially Tokoro. Yeah, the cycling today was pretty good. In fact, I thought it went really well. In terms of the timing, we got a flatty. And Mark was able to change that quite quickly. But yeah, Mark pointed out that it was all downhill, and I just can't tell the difference uphill downhill because it felt like uphill some of it. So yeah, but for me it was great, and it's just becoming part of the daily routine. I think the actual way we've planned it is good, because tomorrow's a big day, big challenge ahead tomorrow.
Often members of our community are a bit hesitant about seeking medical help, and so anything that can encourage them to go in the early stages, I think, is very important.
We were brought up to be private, and that's one of the barriers that I see. It's holding us back, knowing the information.
Taufale is joining us today. He's a mate. We used to work together at social welfare, so I've known him for a long time. I haven't seen him or heard from him for a long time.
I think it's an awesome ride. It's a huge challenge for the boys, for Chris and Mark, because of the distance and because of their experience in cycling, so that's a huge challenge. But when you weigh it up against the cause and what it's for, it pales in comparison to the need of our people in helping those who are cancer sufferers.
He's a great athlete, and he's a bike rider, so I have no doubt he'll be more than prepared, yeah. And he's a good friend, so for him to come and join us will be fantastic.
It needed to be done, especially for Pacific Island and Māori men and women, because there's not enough said about it. We don't speak enough about it openly. We're quite shy, and in some ways it's quite personal. I've said to up until the point when my dad passed away, I sort of said to him, he died of lung cancer, and I said, Dad, you need to go in and get checked out. Oh, no, it's taboo. And same with my mum. I'd ask her about pap smears and getting her breasts done, and she was looking at me like, son, what are you doing talking to me about this, But because I'd been there and done that sort of thing with my cancer, I could openly talk about it.
I don't think anything could have gone any better than how it has been for the last 2 days. Just simply for the fact everything sort of went our way in terms of the traffic, but also the fact that, my good friend T. Taufale came over, and great experienced rider, and just really led the way for us. And then his mates came in for the second day, and they were just wonderful to actually have. I said to Mark, before we even started this journey, that we're going to be so, blessed and so gifted with what we're going to get from this journey. Any physical pain that we're going to endure is just minimal in comparison to the sort of what we're going to get out of it, and it's going to be something that's going to be with us for the rest of our lives. At the time my father was diagnosed, initially they said that it was good that they'd got it early, but when they went to do the operation, they basically just opened him up and just closed him back up again and said that there was nothing they could do and that he just had to go home. So it was a really tough time. I don't think anything, if I'd known anything or done anything, I don't think it might have changed things. But, I think because, Dad's gone now, there's nothing, that myself or my family can do or say that'll change things. So, but I think, if anything, I think we have a responsibility to try and help people who will go through similar things like us, if anything, and to help them understand and also have the support mechanisms in place.
The road is long, but it doesn't mean a thing when you're the one that awaits me.
Everything that happened was so positive on the for the whole experience, and to have it sort of end on the note today was wonderful. Really mixed emotions. You try to keep them in check, and yeah, it was just wonderful to see, because I had so many of my friends there, and they're really supportive, and really close friends, to see them there, but also just my family as well. For me, it was more, I don't really look at it as an achievement, more as a service to our people, and just, honouring my father's memory.
I mean, cancer's been all through my family as well, and then Nairi being diagnosed with breast cancer was a huge blow. To me, it was a great honour, and it was just a real privilege. He was the one that had the dream and the inspiration, and it was a great privilege to be a part of that. And I really felt honoured to be able to change his tyres and and help him through it. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that I'll never forget.
Hopefully, the momentum that started from this, can carry on in terms of looking at how we can improve, information and services for our people. That's the key thing, I think.
I think this is great. This could be the first step forward for our people to really know where to get help and also the right information.
Go to the doctor. Go to the doctor and don't hold it back until the last minute. If you get it, you'll get it. Perhaps if you go to the doctor, there is a chance of being helped.
If anything, I think for Pacific Island men to take leadership in terms of their own health, in terms of, these issues, in terms of accessing services, but also, just looking after themselves better in relation to just their general health, exercising, diet, those sorts of things. And just by setting an example, I think would go a long way in terms of, addressing, our high rates of cancer within our community. Cancer, it's just a disempowering disease in any which way that you look at it, and it doesn't matter what colour you are, it affects everybody.
The road is long, but it doesn't mean a thing when you're the one that awaits me. The sun may shine,